Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Corecraft. It is currently episode 10. Well, it's currently Friday at 4:30 p.m. Friday. I like to edit my videos on Saturday and I upload them by Sunday. Not much has happened on the server in the past week because a lot of us have been playing Fallout 76. And yes, of course, that was my idea. Now, of course, I'm here because I don't know why I'm here. Actually, I have no idea why I'm here. We need to go head over to the shopping district to see what's going on there, because I actually did hear there was something going on. Now, I have not turned around yet. I have no idea what it's going to look like when I turn around. It looks the same. I mean, overall, the Mesa shop isn't actually that bad. It definitely needs some expanding and a little bit more chests and stuff like that and better stocking. This shop honestly just needs to be torn down, if I'm going to be real honest. And of course, I would love to build my shop soon, but I have no idea how to do it, what to sell, stuff like that. There is one shop that I really do want to create, and that's probably going to be in the next episode. But I have no idea how I'm going to make that happen. Oh yeah, that's right. We need our boat as an HQ. I completely forgot about my plans, to be honest. Keep in mind, I have no idea. Whoa, there is a sign in my face. I have no idea how to build a boat. Absolutely no idea. So this will definitely be quite interesting. But if that's what the plan calls for, we need to make that happen. So let's go ahead and give it our best shot at building a boat. So as we just discussed, that means we need to work on our boat. And on screen right now, you will actually see our boat design. It's quite simple, pretty normal. It's going to actually be like a harbor of boats. So it's going to be like 6 different boats all hooked up with like little bridges and everything like that. And I'll go between each and every single one. And each one will have their own designated purpose. Like one will be for storing building supplies, one will be for sleeping, one will be for this and that and that. So really, they're not going to have a lot of stuff in them, and they're all just going to be dedicated to one thing, like I said. But of course, with building comes a time lapse. So what we need to do is we need to head over to the base, grab some materials, and build our boat, because let's just say we need to do it fast. Well, somebody is attempting to assassinate me. And I already know it's John, because John only does stuff like this, and, well, it's a flame bow. And I'm not exactly sure what's happening there. So, surprisingly, this only took half an hour, which I didn't think was gonna really happen. I thought it was gonna take a lot longer than this, to be honest, but keep in mind, I only built, like, 3 boats. Now, of course, I would like to make some more edits to them, add more detail and stuff like that, but for now, they serve their purpose of just being boats. And of course, as you guys can see, I did extend the front area of the boat because, well, you know, it was a little small, and that's going to be where most of our stuff is going to be stored. So I wanted to make sure we actually did have enough space for everything. I can literally... Oh, is that a maid skin? That is. He's in the tree. He's in that tree. 100%. Hi, John. Hello. Yeah, this middle one is going to be for sleeping. You probably saw me sleeping there in the time lapse. I don't know. You might have. I don't know. So that one is going to be like our main one. And then these two are going to be, at least this one is going to be for storage. I don't know about that one. It might also be for storage. We don't know yet. And of course, I could definitely add more boats in the future. That's something I definitely want to do pretty soon, actually. And maybe even build like a whole entire dock out here because I feel like that would be something that would be really, really cool to do. But other than that, I mean, the boat situation, that is completely done. So now we can get rid of that. Next thing we probably want to do is actually build the foundation so we can see just how big this base is going to be. At least the main part with the walls and everything like that. So I have a lot of dirt. And I mean a lot of dirt. That is somewhere over there. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to build a big square that is going to show how big it actually is. And of course, I want to go around as many times as possible so the square can be thick enough to the point where I can actually use it. So that's the next thing we got to work on here. I mean, we got to figure out where this space is actually going to go because we never really determined that. So we have lots of space here, and I'm thinking it's just right on here. Like literally like the center of it's like right here. So that might be the plan there. So yeah, let's go ahead and start placing some blocks because let me tell you, it's gonna take a second or two. So I'll see you guys when the dirt frame is here. We are back and just look at this beautiful, beautiful square. It took me a little longer than I would like to admit to actually center everything up and make sure everything's all good. And I had to measure like a million times. Essentially, you know that saying, measure twice, cut once? Well, I cut 5 times and measured 6. So really, all we have to do is start building up walls and stuff like that. But for now, I'm not sure if I exactly want to work on this or need to, in fact, because I don't need to start construction because I don't even have some of the materials yet. So there's actually another project that I do want to start up. And I have no idea how it's going to work because all it is an idea right now. Now, you may have heard me in the past few episodes talk about, a shop, right? Oh, I'm going to build a shop. I'm going to say it in this episode or whatever. But now is finally the time where I'm going to talk about what the shop is going to be. Now, if you ever watched Termacraft Season 6, you might have known that there is a shop called the Two-Dimensional Shop. Essentially, that's what I'm going to be building. At least the idea. Of course, the design is going to be quite different, but we're going to have fundamental things from the Nether and the End. And essentially, I'm going to call it the Three-Dimensional Shop. And why? That is because I'm going to make it 3D glasses. I'm going to literally make it a pair of 3D glasses. At least the entrance of it. So we need to figure out how we're actually going to build this, what the design is going to look like and stuff like that. And then actually, end up building it and making it a reality. So I'm going to come up with some designs. I'll show you guys, a few things that I want to kind of go over. And then we need to come up with supply lists, prices, all that fun stuff. And then obviously find a location. So I'm going to go head over to the test world and see what I can do. So guys, essentially this is what the shop is going to look like from the outside. It's actually going to be on a mountain. And I'm going to terraform around it to make sure everything is all good and dandy. But honestly, I don't really see the need in actually making a design here because I don't think it's necessary. Because I can literally just improvise on the spot like I normally do with most of my builds actually. So, we will have the blue and being at the end, and it will kind of go down a staircase into a little room there. And the nether will be obvious, or the red will be the nether, and it will go down into a nether room. So, it's pretty simple, really. Nothing too crazy. Still don't know what we're going to sell yet. I want to actually build the thing first. So, we need to go head over to the server, gather some materials, and actually build the thing. So, let's go ahead to the shopping district and build ourselves the newest shop. Before we talk about the actual shop itself, I also want to mention that I just literally like 2 minutes ago installed this nice cloud texture pack You might see it go on and off. I'm not exactly sure if I have a solid opinion yet. But I mean, I like it for now. It does look very, very good. But who knows? This might change in the future. We might find a different one that is a little more vanilla. But as of now, I think this will stay for the rest of the episode. But we need to focus our attention back on our shop. As you can see, it's kind of in a mountain. That's where I wanted to do it. Just because of the fact that you really can't build an exterior for a shop like this. So this is kind of what I did. So over here, we got our end section and we got our nether section. Of course, they're going to go off in their own separate ways and both underground. So really all we have to do is just start digging and placing some blocks and stocking it up and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and start with our end side. Everyone, after about 2 hours of straight work on this, we have finally finished our 3D shop. Now I will give you guys a tour of the end side. Now it's pretty simple, just a walkway down here. We got lots of beautiful end rods. And we have space for 8 different items in here. 8 different items. I already know what a few of those are going to be, but I'll let you guys know once we actually start stocking things. Over here we have the nether side, which, I mean, you know, might not be all the way done. But, I mean, it's pretty much good, you know? Everything is all nethery and stuff like that. It's definitely very dark in here. It's a lot darker in here than it is over in the end area. Now, they're both dark dimensions, but, you know, the end stone and the end rods are very, very bright objects. There's nothing I can really do about that, so, you know. And yet again, we have enough space for 8 more items over here on this side. Now, there's a few farms we're going to need to make if we want to start getting some of these things for this shop. So hopefully in the next episode we could actually stock it. But maybe in this episode we could actually go ahead and get a little bit of the stuff to get ready to stock it. Now we need to actually go ahead and write down a list of the stuff that we need because there's quite a few things. 16 different items. That's a lot of items. So we need to find those items that we need and gather them at one point or another. Might not be this episode, but it will definitely be next episode, I can tell you that. But let's go ahead and see what we actually do need. You guys may have also noticed that there is a spoiler wall there just because we're not exactly done with it yet and I don't want to show anybody the shop until we actually have things stocked and ready to go. But in my inventory here, I do have a book that has the stuff for the shop. Now, obviously, it's going to contain product lists, special orders, prices, and profit gathering history. So anytime I collect diamonds, I mark it down on the date, the time, and how many diamonds I collected. So the nether shop, we're going to have 8 things in each shop. So here are the nether shop stuff. We got nether bricks, blackstone, basalt, blaze rods, blah, 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 blah. I'll just let you guys pause. And you guys can pause here for the end shop. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the 2 shops. A good selection of items. Wait, hold on. Oh, I do not know how I missed shulker boxes. I don't understand how I missed that. I'll be honest, that's completely my fault. But hey, we haven't even started stocking it yet, so we are all good. But I talked with Jacob, who is the owner of this little mesa shop, and I have to say, it does look pretty nice. He told me that the price for this terracotta is 1 diamond for 2 stacks. And normally, it's 1 or 2 diamonds for a stack. Now that price is incredibly cheap, and we're going to take advantage of that offer as soon as we can get rid of these mobs here. We got our wallet here, and I am super excited to go ahead and just clear him out. So, we have 9 here, 13. Okay, and then, so we need to pay 7 diamonds. I have no idea where to put these, so I'm literally just going to load up. Yeah, I'm literally just loading up this shulker box. Do I care? Definitely. But it's what I gotta do. When you see a good deal, you take advantage of the offer. It's as simple as that. And I believe that's actually buying our first thing in the shopping district. It's like the first thing we ever bought, which is honestly quite crazy. considering that these shops have been here for quite a while, and this is our first time actually buying something. Now, of course, I plan to buy a lot of stuff from this shop specifically, but it's going to be some time before that actually ends up happening. And I did message GCD on Discord, aka Hybrid Ray. Yes, he switched his name to GCD about the cyan terracotta. I haven't got a message back yet, but hopefully we can get that here soon. I doubt we'll be able to work on it this episode, but most likely in the next episode we will be able to actually start building at our new base. We can use this terracotta. We could use this for cyan terracotta. Now, I don't think we can get very far whatsoever, but I think it's 100% possible that we could at least get some work done with this little terracotta that we have. Now, I don't have any cyan dye. It's really the cactus that I'm a little concerned about. We have none of that. So we need to figure out how we're going to farm that and actually, farm it. But that's not one of my big concerns right this second whatsoever. So I'm not concerned about it. We can hold off on it for quite a while. But what I am concerned about is stocking this shop. Because the earlier we stock this shop, the better. Because that means the earlier we can actually get the stuff we need. So, I think we're going to stock up our blocks here for the nether and the end first. And those things are like nether bricks, blackstone, basalt, magma blocks, quartz, soul sand. And over here would be like obsidian, endstone, purple blocks, quartz flowers and fruit. I guess end rods, maybe. But yeah, those things we need to stock up on as soon as possible because, they're the easiest and quickest. So I'm not sure if I want to time-lapse this or not. You'll probably hear the music going about now. But first, we must deal with this guy. Oh. After almost 2 hours of gathering materials, this is what we've got so far, and these are just the blocks. The other things should be a lot easier to collect, but here we go. We got this much blackstone. We're going to be selling it by the half stack, so it won't be that big of a deal, so we don't need to fill this up completely. We got our magma blocks here. This was really fun to get. Got our basalt. This was, it was not fun. Endstone. This was super easy. Soul sand. This was also quite easy as well. But the blackstone, I hated getting that. That was not fun. But I believe it's this one. While we were getting our blackstone, we got some ancient debris, and we also got some nether quartz here. I'm going to be selling that by the 16s. So, we don't need too much of it, but yeah, we're still going to need quite a bit. Now, we need to go check out our list and see what else we need. This is what we have left here. The next thing I want to work on is our nether bricks and blaze rods here, because those ones are pretty similar in the way you gather them. So essentially, what I want to do here with the nether bricks is just set up a super smelter and just smelt a ton of netherrack, like an insane amount. That's the plan with there. The blaze rods, we got to set up some sort of blaze farm. I'm not exactly sure how we can make that happen because I don't know how blaze farms work on Bedrock Edition. So that will be an interesting thing, to say the least. Over here, the only thing I grabbed from the end was endstone. Of course, I got a little bit of coarse flowers and fruit, but I actually want to make a full-on farm for that, so it's going to be a little while before we can actually make that happen. End busting gear and shulker boxes, we can do that from end busting, so that won't be too difficult. Coarse flowers and fruit, we make a farm for that. Same with purple blocks and end rods. The end rods also will rely on the blaze rod farm as well, so that's another thing we need to make sure we get done as soon as possible. But of course, with the nether bricks, we do technically have a backup option. It's just going to a fortress and mining it out, which is something that I'm considering because now that I really think about it, if I want to smelt a bunch of these netherrack blocks, I'm going to need a super smelter, and I need a lot of iron for that, and my iron farm really doesn't work too well. Of course, I could always fix it, but I have no idea how to fix it. So that's something we definitely need to take a look at if we want to go that route. But other than that, that's pretty much it for all the other things. I mean, the fire resistance, that's pretty simple. Quartz, also pretty simple. Fire resistance, we just need to go around finding magma cream. Or we could trade with penguins to get it. And then, we got our blaze rods and everything like that. So we're all good in that department. Obsidian, we got to actually mine the towers in the end for that. That's the plan for that department. But yeah, that is pretty much everything, really. I'm not exactly excited to do any of this stuff, but it's something we're gonna have to do at one point or another, so I want to get it done as soon as possible, especially if I want to open up the shop by the end of this episode, which I don't think will happen, but I think we can get it mostly stocked. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally, after 2 days of gathering materials, as you just saw in that time lapse, we have everything we need to stock the shop. And luckily, it's Thursday, and this is the day that I actually did want to stock the shop and open it up. So, without further ado, let's go ahead, stock our shop, get the prices, and do our grand opening. Alrighty, we are ready to open up the shop. Let's go ahead and get rid of our barrier. And we are now open. Drax can head on inside if you'd like to. I'm not a big fan of the dream skin. In fact, I actually hate it. So now the shop is actually open. People have been trying to sneak in quite a bit. The only 2 things we didn't get are purple blocks and end busting gear because I wanted to open it up today. So yeah, we got most of the stuff though. As you can see, this is our end prices. And over here, these are our nether prices. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, this took a long time to actually make happen. A lot longer than I would, like to admit. But as you can see, we definitely have customers looking around. They might not be customers, but they're definitely browsing, and that's exactly what we want. We want them to look at our stock and see exactly what we have. Because some of this stuff is really, really good. And was not fun to get, let me tell you. Now, most of the stuff is actually just not something you would use every day. But it is here. Soul sand, basalt, quartz, fire resistance, especially, blaze rods, magma blocks. You'd use a lot of those. Ooh. That's right. I don't have ender chests in here. Thanks for reminding me. But guys, that is the end of the episode. We had a lot of fun making this one. We even started our first shop. I mean, hey, a lot of great things happened this episode. We started marking out the new base, made a new shop, possibly selling things, hopefully, maybe kind of, sort of. And, yeah, I'm very pleased with the result of today's episode. If you enjoyed, make sure you leave a like. If you disliked, leave a dislike. Let me know your feedback in the comments. If you made it this far, comment sausage. And make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, because I've noticed a lot of people haven't subscribed. So please do that. Please. Alright, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. Also, check out my Twitter, because I made one. Bye.